Recording started. Hey, good evening, good afternoon, or maybe it's tomorrow if you're checking in from, who knows, New Zealand or Australia. You're watching Zoom Live. My name is Joe. I have my hat. Can you see that? That's the U Economy hat. Okay, we have U gear. I got my shirt on the way, but I got my hat. I want to urge you guys to get your hat, support the cause. My name is Joe. I'm the host here. You meet me every single day at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time at U Radio Live. What we do on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, though, is these Zooms. It's a live, right now, in-your-face opportunity to meet some of the people, hear from the founders. And today, it looks like we're spending some time here with Viktor. Viktor, are you unmuted? Let me see if I can get you. Here's Viktor.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Oh boy, it's been an amazing week. We have been working on the new U funnel. It's been gangbusters. Some very, very important announcements tonight. Just as soon as we're ready, hey everybody, hi Kelly, good to see you. Mark, Dr. B, right on. Okay, so I'll just give you the 30-second version, 5-second version. Secure funnels are here. We have SSL certificates, so all the people that have been getting error messages saying, I'm sorry, you can't enter your name into an insecure form, thanks to Peter, we now have added security. It went live yesterday, so as of this moment forward, all of the funnels in your back office, it may take a little time for them to change the links, but you can do HTTPS and then the name of your funnel. And I'm going to bring those links up right now on the screen. I'm ready to do a PowerPoint while we're waiting for others to come on right now.
Okay, that's fine. We are waiting for Peter Wolfing. He's going to be joining us. He is the founder of U Economy. We're also waiting for John Reighardt. He's going to be joining us here this evening. If you're looking at us today for the first time and joining us, this guy Viktor, he's a very important person in the background. He's working on sales funnels, technology. There's all kinds of moving parts. When you have something like U Economy, it is very, very heavy duty on the back end. And so what we've done, U Economy, is engaged the service here of Viktor. And he is, he's a remarkable guy. He has tons of experience, many, many years in building sales funnels and those types of things. So Viktor is going to share with us a little bit of the progress that's been made just in the last 24, 48 hours regarding our sales funnels and security issues, and maybe even get into some training. You know, we talk about, being interactive and communicating with your list, and Viktor's got some remarkable training related to MailChimp. So we got a lot of stuff to cover until John and Peter get here. I'm going to turn it over to you, Viktor.
Thanks a lot. Okay, you seeing my screen? I'm going to bring up the landing pages.
Yes, I see your screen.
Okay, so all of these landing pages are now inside of your back office. And if we have time, I'll be able to show you where that lives inside of your back office. But for now, these are the three. This is how they look on a mobile device. And the reason we built it this way is there's only one thing you can do. A lot of people ask me, well, Vic, why are your landing pages so simple? Well, it's because the world has gotten very, very complex. And the numbers reflect the results. You can't fool numbers. These complicated landing pages with all these claims and things like that, not only are they not good to use in Facebook, they're also ineffective in today's marketplace. People are on mobile phones. It has to be mobile responsive. It has to have a clear, concise message. One of my mentors said it this way: the reason we have landing pages or capture pages is to exclude all of the noise and let that person just focus for one moment on that single objective, which is to, do I want to connect with you or not? Can I have a statement that is going to reach you into your heart and make you take some form of action? Like calling all network marketers, finally a turnkey system that actually works. Find out why they joined the revolution. I think I'm going to put that word why in blue. I'm going to make that change. But that's it. If you don't get them on that 8 seconds, they're gone. Okay, that's why we see the kind of numbers we're seeing in our funnel. It's crazy. The best conversions I've seen in all of my years as a professional in this industry. How I made a fortune because of a 1-hour meeting. What does it say? Well, it's not making any specific claim, but a fortune could be anything. But it creates that emotional connection. Because of a 1-hour meeting, it pre-frames your prospect to, guess what? I'm going to ask you for your phone number so I can have a 1-hour call with you, or maybe even a 15-minute call. Third funnel, become the entrepreneur you wish to see in the world. One of my clients actually came up with that. Liz, thank you, Liz, if you're watching. She called it be the entrepreneur you wish to see in the world. I shared that with Peter. He came up with become the entrepreneur you wish to see in the world. This is for people that have been around a lot of companies before. You wouldn't send someone who's experienced and been in the industry for like 20 years or 10 years or even 5 years a capture page that treats them like a newbie or like someone who's just getting started. And unfortunately, most of the people you meet are just getting started. Joe, you said that you're just getting started when it comes to computers, but you're very, very advanced when it comes to working with people in network marketing. You want to speak to people where they're at. And that's the message of our 3 funnels. That's why we have 3 funnels. And I just saw a chat come in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, I know. It says calling all business owners, not calling all networkers. Let me have a vote. I like network marketers better. That was the one that I came up with. Let's have a vote. Joe, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Can you just let's have a vote. Just say, which one do you like better? Calling all network marketers or calling all business owners?
And you can shorten it up, you guys. Network marketers, okay? Network marketers, business owners. Network marketers. Oh, there's a business owner from Craig Bieber. Dr. B likes, Meredith doesn't like either one, which I expect from you, Meredith. I love you. It looks like network marketers is really what's looking like. I see network marketer.
Yeah.
Craig says business owners, network marketers. You know, there's a thing about network marketing, and you know, people have a tendency to believe that network marketing is multi-level marketing, and it isn't. It's network marketing. We're all networkers. I think I like.
I'd give you a definition here from Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and share with that.
Okay, ads promoting income opportunities most fully describe the associated product or business model and must not promote business models offering quick compensation for little investment, including multi-level marketing opportunities. That's a Facebook best practices. And one of the things I've been saying lately here with UEconomy, if you believe this is get rich quick, there's the door. This is not get rich quick. However, you can make money fast if you follow our simple process. But I think people they don't really understand that we are all networkers. You know, it's not bad to be a networker. I don't think so. What do you think, Victor?
I think everything's about networking. Mm-hmm. If you look at Facebook, I don't know about you, but every one of my friends is pitching some kind of network marketing opportunity. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. People have a misconception that Facebook does not like network marketing. Well, most of the money they make is either from selling products on Shopify or network marketing. These are the people who are spending the most amount of advertising, other than, of course, huge corporate Fortune 1000 companies. But the people that are involved in using Facebook as a marketing tool, by and large, are selling either affiliate marketing, network marketing, or Shopify type products. That's what's so. What Facebook does not want is when you're making claims. This is a slide I gave a few weeks ago. This is basically it. If you're advertising on Facebook, and we're seeing a lot of people are in the U funnel, no claims, no money proof, no hype, no fake news, no scams. Go read fb.com/policies/ads. Very, very important. And business owners can be used for realtors and insurance agents. Yes, Craig, I agree with you. However, that's also too broad. I think it's better if you're going to be targeting like former network marketing people, as you should be inside of your Facebook campaigns. I mean, let me see here. How many people would like to have me do a Facebook fan page training? Okay, how to set up your fan page. Okay, let me see. Oh.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody wants to see that. All right. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. All right, so let me just share with you the links. Save these links. HTTPS leadtoolbox.com is the first one, which is calling all network marketers. I'm actually going to make that change right now. Filing a turnkey system that actually works. We'll do that at the end of the call. And if you want to target business owners like realtors, I would say become the entrepreneur you wish to see in the world. Like if you want to give up your day job, you actually want to make a difference in the world, that's the one you use. The links are these links, and just replace admin with your own username. And these links are now actually in the back office as well. And now people ask me, well, why do you need the funnel? And I say, why? Because the opportunity links, in other words, the ones that cause you to sign up inside of your business, are further down in the funnel. And the people that are auditing your ads won't get to them, okay? They're not going to go opt in and go to a video and watch this and see if you're promoting some sort of marketing opportunity. They're not. They're just going to see, is it your own domain? Is it your own business? Is there a privacy policy? And we've standardized all that so you don't have to think about it. Stats. 15,536 people have so far used the funnel. That's huge. Joe, is that huge?
Yeah, that's really good considering we're still in pre-launch.
So if you're not using the funnel, what gives, Joe?
You know, people have a tendency sometimes to just wait for things to be perfect, and things will never be perfect. It's kind of like a lava lamp. It's always going to be morphing and changing, and there's a lot of feedback. You know, we receive feedback. Victor receives feedback from people, and adjustments are being made. So the time is now. This opportunity to be in pre-launch and really get your hands on the clay is it's big. 15,536. You know, I think that in the realm of the internet, we could be doing that every single hour. Right. I mean, there's going to be a point very, very soon. There can be a viral thing that happens when we get the company into full-on launch and we're in business. I think you're going to see those numbers, you know, really, really like on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, sometime for real. But I'm pretty blown away by that. How about you? You're the expert. What do you think about those numbers?
Well, I was more impressed that we hit 3,000 in the first day. That means that when we first announced the use funnel, there was a build-up, there was a build-up, there was a build-up. And then for some reason, the people who are succeeding in it have been doing steady growth. We've seen people running solo ads. I mean, guys, if you don't think we're watching every single thing, I got news for you. We are watching even where your mouse moves on the page. We're looking at your prospects, how long they stay on the page, whether they're scratching their head, whether they're reading things. There is a tool that I'm going to be sharing with you later. Not tonight. Tonight's not that night. But I'm going to be sharing that with a few folks as soon as we launch the new version of uFunnel. We have a new beta version coming out that's going to add a whole lot more features that many of you have been asking for. Okay? So this is my strategy, and I suggest you do this. Send people to your link. Here are the links. Okay? Take a screenshot of that. It's also in your back office. Make sure you use the HTTPS, okay? No www. Do not put a www in, please. It won't work. It's going to give an error. Don't use www. Besides, W is the 6th letter in the Hebrew alphabet, and it stands for 666. But that's just a joke. I just thought I'd share that with you. So don't use www. All right. Autoresponder, bet you didn't know that. Autoresponder is functioning. A lot of people are asking, well, why is there only one message? Because it works. If everyone else is sending 20 or 30 autoresponder messages, you're going to inundate people. Besides, this is working better with one message. It's a one well-written message. You get either this message right here, if they did nothing other than put in their email, and they're going to get this message immediately. This message goes out automatically within 1 hour. And the tool we use is MailChimp, okay? And this is coming from Peter. What I'm going to be sharing with you in this next segment is how to set up MailChimp for your own economy, for your own follow-up messages, because you only want the company to endorse you and your business, but you want to have a personal relationship with your subscribers. I cannot emphasize that enough. Joe, could you restate what I just said?
You want to establish the personal relationship, you as an individual with your prospect, not necessarily the company. And I think that's really, really important. In my own observation, and you said something like, I don't have a fan page. I don't have a Facebook fan page. I'm old school. So I've been around the industry for a long time, but there are some things I have to be brought up to speed. And that's why I'm happy that you're here, Victor, so that you can help people like myself and baby boomers to figure this stuff out. Here's something I do know. I do know that as powerful as the internet is, at the same time, it's the big disconnect. Okay, there's so much volume, there's so much noise, there are so many opportunities, and so much of it is just stock, right? It's just stock language and emails, and I get pounded by emails. It is so rare, it's really, really rare when I connect with somebody or I receive a personal email that maybe has a video or an email that is addressing me personally. I think it's really, really important. And sometimes, we want to stay in the background, right? We want to be here with you because you know what you're doing, Victor, and Peter has all of these results, and we can just sit back here and we can just plug into a system. That's true to a certain degree, but if you really want to have the results, you have to have the connection with people. So yeah, the company can send out an autoresponder email that features Peter. It represents the community and the culture, but at the same time, it has to be a personal touch. I think it's very, very important. I know some people, okay, I know people, and I know a guy who's a 7-figure earner. Sometimes he'll do $250,000 in a week in sales. And I remember when I met this guy, he told his story, and he said he was so blown away because he was on the internet, he was responding to stuff, he's opting in. He said, and then one day, a guy called me, and he was like, whoa, I received a personal phone call from somebody, and I was on the internet looking for a business opportunity. He's like, that one thing that made a difference for me. That guy went out, the guy who sponsored him made a fortune, And so I think the lesson is that, yes, it is about getting personal with it's a hybrid, right? You've got high tech, and then we've got to have some high touch. And I think that's going to be the big difference maker here, right? Reach out and touch someone.
Yeah.
People will be blown away. It's like, really? You called me? Whoa, this must be for real.
Okay, so thank you, Joe. That's so true. And so on that note, I want to reach out and touch all of you. And we're actually in the process of doing some beta testing. One of the features of the beta test version is you'll be able to use your own domain name, which a lot of people have been asking for. We're going to be testing this initially with a handful of folks that want to use their own domain name for their funnel. So instead of having to have the /u/username, your username in ufunnel will be hard-coded to your domain name. Exactly how we're going to roll this out, you got to stay tuned for Peter, but I'm going to be beta testing with a handful of you. If you want to request a beta test access, send me an email to support@ufunnel.net, subject beta access, your name, phone number, and your UE username. And I would really like to know a few words about why you want to be a beta tester, what your background is. I was a beta tester for Windows 95. I was a beta tester for a number of product launches and software launches. I'm a highly sought after beta tester. I've tested things before. I'm willing to create support tickets. I'm not going to be a pain in the $$. I'm going to just share things that I find. I'm going to have the capability of doing screenshots and telling us, I mean, it's useless for us as developers if you say it's not working. Why is it not working? Show us a screenshot. More importantly, tell us the time and the date that it wasn't working and the geography of where it wasn't working so we can look you up in the log file and see what was the incident that happened that caused it to not work. We want to make this thing work for everyone. And being a beta tester is the value that you bring to the table. And in exchange for that, we can hook up your domain name for you in this early stage launch. So, Joe, is that exciting announcement or what?
Yes, it is an exciting announcement. I know that well, there's going to be tens of thousands of people who are marketing U Economy products, and so you do want to stand out in the crowd, right? And if you got thousands of people using those long tail URLs with this their username, you'll get lost in the crowd. I will tell you that I have a domain. I have my own domain that I'm redirecting to right now. I'm not going to mention it on here, but I call it a vanity, like a vanity plate on your car. And
Yeah.
so I do have one. Okay, I have one and it's working right now. But very very cool and very very important. You
Wouldn't
know,
it be cool if it didn't have to redirect?
yeah, it would be cool
It
if it
just
did
sort
because
of
there's
was
a delay.
there as the real thing,
Mhm.
and then when you shared that on Facebook, it would have your picture come up. Wouldn't that be cool?
It is very cool, and I want to put my hand in the air right now to be a beta tester.
Okay. All right. So send it. You send me an email as well.
Okay, I
And
will.
I'd like to see an essay, actually. I mean, really, if you want to put a few words why you want to be a beta tester, you want to describe your avatar. I want to know who your avatar is. Okay, that's why that symbol of the avatar is there.
Could you, there are people out here who are wondering, what do you really mean when you talk about an avatar? We've all seen the movie, and I want to tell you, I don't know if you've ever been to Machu Picchu. I've been to Machu Picchu in Peru, and that is the story of the avatars when they've got gigantic, apartment-sized boulders that were
Yeah.
5 miles. But what do you when you're talking about an avatar in this context? What really are you referring to here, Victor?
Well, let me refer to a book. Just let me go get the book. Joe, why don't you talk a little bit about what you think an avatar is? I'll be right back.
All right, what I think an avatar is, it's my perfect candidate. It's the perfect person, the person who I will really, really relate to. And I guess it's an animation of who I am and the things that really motivate me. But I'm looking for a specific individual. I'm looking for someone who is not spending time in front of the TV. I'm looking for someone who doesn't buy lottery tickets. I'm looking for someone who can tell me all about Think and Grow Rich. I'm looking for somebody who's looking for personal development, and I'm looking for an individual that is ready to make a move, regardless of what the money is. Okay. When somebody says to me, "What's your refund policy?" I say, "This isn't for you." So that would be my avatar. It would be somebody who's willing to get out there. If that's what an avatar is, I'm not sure, but I love the movie, by the way, Avatar. Anybody here want to chime in? Uh, Carl Malden. Oh, is that Goldie Gold? Yes, my avatar is Carl Malden. He reached out from the grave and said, "Dude, we want our nose back." And I have my nose back. Thank you for that. If that's Mark Goldie Goldenberg. If anybody does have a comment, okay, you can all go ahead and dump it in there. And we'll get to your question about get response. I think that's Mark Goldie Goldenberg.
Yeah, I have a Get Response account. I have an Aweber account, and let me tell you why I prefer Mailchimp. Mailchimp is the only account that allows an agency like ours to be able to access your account remotely and help you with your funnels and your follow-up sequence or your list automation without you needing to give us your username or password. That way you could like say, hey, I need some help. We go in there and help you, and then you can unbundle us from your account. The other reason that I really do not like GetResponse is because of Gmail. Gmail has a tendency when you're marketing, if people are continually not opening your messages and they're ending up in promotions tab and they don't show up there, then they actually start creating what's called a soft bounce. And I've tested this to be true. If too many soft bounces happen from accounts, then they will actually unsubscribe your person without your permission from your GetResponse account. I saw my list go from 100,000 people down to a tiny fraction of that by simply using these other like tools like GetResponse. And GetResponse, and I had a really strict, to put it mild, conversation about where are the emails that were in my account that you unsubscribe without my permission in GetResponse. And they said, well, that's in the terms. If we get 3 soft bounces, we remove them from your list permanently. So if you want your list to go to 0, use GetResponse. If you want to build your list and have it sustain over time, use MailChimp. Pretty strong, but I'm only sticking with MailChimp from now on. The other reason I like MailChimp is it's free, up to 2,000 users, and you can do what's called a pay-as-you-go. Instead of paying for the size of your list as it grows, you pay for each email that's delivered. So if you only deliver emails infrequently, or you're sending like a one message response, you can have a huge list of hundreds of thousands of people, and it won't cost you an arm and a leg. I'm not a believer in emailing people every day anymore. The top marketers I know that are successful, they send emails twice a week, okay? And they make more money than all the people who email people daily put together, okay? So if you're sending emails twice a week, let's say you have, let's see, that's how many? That would be 8 emails per month, okay? You could do a pay-as-you-go plan, and you could have a list that's way larger, okay, than the same amount of money you'd be paying for those other services that unsubscribe you. So MailChimp, and I'm only gonna support MailChimp. There are other ones that do work in the UEconomy back office. Use them at your own risk, but I won't support any other service. Also, MailChimp has chat support that you can activate. And you can activate that support by even putting $5 one time into your account. That gets you like, I don't know, 500 credits. So that way it also removes the ads below. And for I don't know any other service for a one-time payment without any commitment, you can go in and immediately start getting your emails delivered. Okay?
Excellent. So what is an avatar?
Okay, I have to turn off my notifications on my Skype. So let me exit this.
You know, quickly, if I can interject here, I see Craig has got some people here. I know there are guests today who are joining us for the first time. And I know that you came here probably looking for a business overview, a business opportunity. And we'll get to that, okay? We're going to get to that. We had the opportunity here, a chance to hear from Viktor, one of the guys who works behind the scenes, to really show us some of the stuff that's happening. You see, this is not a startup. It may look like a startup, but I look at it to be like an expansion team. You know, it's like an expansion team in sports. When an expansion team shows up on the scene, it's not a matter if they're going to win the championship, it's a matter of when they're going to win it. You see, UEconomy, without getting into too much detail, is the brainchild of a guy who's got over 20 years experience. He personally has enrolled over 2 million people into programs. He's paid out over $400 million in commission, and UEconomy is something that he's brought to the table. Now, he's assembled a team of unbelievably gifted people, one of them here being Viktor. So for those of you who came today looking for a business opportunity, stick around. This will give you some insight into the thought process that goes behind the scenes and some of the tools that'll be working for you when you make the decision to become a member and you join Craig Bieber in business. Not to be confused with Justin Bieber. I'm talking about Craig Bieber. Thank you for that, Viktor.
Okay, I'm going to read you. This is called Creating the Customer Avatar, okay? Because the role of your marketing is to move people through a series of stages from cold prospects to rabid fans and promoters, you must first attain clarity on the characteristics of your ideal customers. You want to get clear on their goals, challenges they face, meeting those goals, and where they spend time consuming information and entertainment. Creating a customer avatar will give you this clarity. Other terms for customer avatar are buyer persona, marketing persona, target audience, but customer avatar is the term we use throughout this book. And there is a distinction. I don't like the word target audience because I had a consultation with a client one day and they said, I want a target audience of 20-year-olds. And I said, well, who's actually showing up on your website? And we ran some demographic studies in Google, and guess what? They're all over 40. So why do you want a target audience of people who are 25? Do you even know how to talk to a 25-year-old? I have a son that's in that age range, and I would sooner hire him to talk to that demographic than have me talk to them, because I come across like a grandfather to them. Very, very important. So let me talk about it. A customer avatar is the fictional, generalized representation of your ideal customer. Realistically, unless your product or service fits within a narrow niche, you will have multiple customer avatars for each campaign. That's why we have these 3 different types of funnels, okay? People are so much more than their age, gender, ethnicity, and religious background, profession, and so on. People don't fit neatly into boxes, which is why broad generic marketing campaigns generally don't convert well. Let me translate that. You'll be spending 10 times more on your advertising dollars than you need to be. If I could show you how to generate 10,000 likes on your fan page for under $100, would you be interested? Okay, you can only do that once you've narrowly defined your customer avatar. That's why I'm showing you this stuff. You could spend $2,000 to generate 10,000 likes like one of my clients did, but if you narrowcast, you're going to be much better. Plus, you're not going to be competing with other people inside this business. All right. It is absolutely crucial that you understand and make your customer avatar as specific as possible so you can craft personalized content, offers, and marketing. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here for a minute. Is there a way to turn off my screen sharing?
Yes, there is. I can. There should be, if you mouse over the very bottom, it's a little.
Yeah, it's not showing up right now.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I should. Let me see if I can stop sharing your screen from here.
I'm trying to find my little dashboard here. Ah, okay, I found it.
That's
the problem. You have 2 monitors. Okay. I'm Justin Zalka, little brat. Okay. You got me sold. Bring on the monkey chimp. Okay, yes. Okay, we'll bring on the monkey. It is absolutely crucial that you understand and make your customer avatar as specific as possible so that you can craft personalized content, offers, and marketing campaigns that interest members of your audience or solve their problems. In fact, the exercise of creating your customer avatar impacts virtually every aspect of your marketing, including your content marketing, your search marketing, your social media marketing, your email marketing, paid traffic, product creation, copywriting. It's prevalent. I don't know if that's pronounced it right. But this avatar is going to impact the follow-up emails you send. And that's what drives me crazy with these companies out there, many of my clients included, that think that they have a one-size-fits-all autoresponder sequence that they want to give to all of their distributors. It's bunk. It's not going to work. The guidelines, even the 7 emails that we give you, they're going to be only working for some small, narrow audience, and they're going to completely repel other people. I'm working on a training program called repulsivemarketing.com actually right now. And it takes an opposite approach to what everyone else is telling you about. You can either be focusing on trying to hit like a shotgun, or you could be sniping. Sniping is a much better strategy. And you want to repel everybody else. Why? Because if you do your marketing right, you won't pay for those ads of the people you repel. But if you don't repel them, you will pay for those ads. And that's the difference on how you could totally crush it in Facebook. Got it? Joe?
Yeah, I do. I do understand what you're talking about. I don't know how to get there, though. I know a guy lives in my area, and he's one of these really like $500,000 a month Frank Kern guys. Okay, he's one of those guys. And he's often said to me, he goes, I'll do a little bit of research. I focus on Facebook primarily. I know exactly who my market is. I know where they live. I know the kind of cars that they drive. He said, I'll do a little bit of a sample. He said, and if I cannot triple, he goes, if I spend $1,000 on ads, I got to make 3,000 to 5,000 on sales. And if I can't do that, then then I cease. I don't even run the campaign unless I can predict the results.
Exactly. And that's
Okay.
how we roll too.
Right. And so I know that myself, I think I can speak for thousands of people. We've been trying to get there for a long time into that space, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real. That's what
So
you're
if you
talking
want
about.
a link to the book that I'm reading, just send an email to me at support@ufunnel.net, and I'll send you the link. Okay. I just want to keep this a non-commercial call, and it's just a training call. So here, take notes on this, okay? What to include in your customer avatar. There are 5 major components. This is very, very important. Component number 1, and actually, why don't I bring back my screen? Sheen Scare. Oh, it's
Yes.
like Charlie.
Share your screen. Well, again, for people who are watching us today for the first time, if you're a candidate and considering getting started in U-Economy, this is the level of training. This is the stuff that you're going to learn across the board. If someone goes all the way through our entire process and gets to be that master level, you'll be able to do what you're learning here. You'll be able to compete with U-Economy if that's what you choose to do. So it's I hope for those of you who are watching us today for the first time, you get what this is really about and what kind of what is the level of education that's available. Wouldn't every single one of us like to be able to have a predictable result where if we're going to invest $10,000 in marketing, we're going to go home with 30, 40, even $50,000 in sales? Doesn't that sound cool?
Yes. So I'm going to do this live, and we have PowerPoint open, and goals and values, okay? Determine what the avatar is trying to achieve. What values does he or she hold dear? So someone like myself that wants to have some product or service that I could throw $1,000 in and have $3,000 come back, I know how to do that, right? So that would be my goal. Is I'm looking for a product, a person, a book, a video, a training program that has a converting funnel that I could throw $1,000 in advertising and make $3,000 back. Just like you said, Joe. Okay? Way different than someone's goal is I want to quit my day job and I want to make money from home. I've never had a job. I've always worked either from home or as a chief technology officer in a company that I own. I don't have a reference point for going to work 9 to 5 and driving in the commute. It's just, I have no reference point. So I'm sorry, but I have no reference point. So you have to identify the goals and the values of the person. I've got a great elicitation exercise that I did from my mentor, Dr. John DeMartini. And I'm not gonna have time to write this down, but maybe you could write this for me real quick in the chat, and then I'll paste it in here. Okay. To determine your values, there are 13 factors. 13 factors, okay? And what you really want to do is go through this in your own life. And you want to also do this with your target avatar. Okay, good. And this has to do with reality. How do you fill your, and then fill in the blank. So how do you fill your space? Like, what is your immediate environment? You see, I have books in my background, so books are very important to me. I've got lots of computer equipment. I'm a big gamer, so I have an Xbox controller next to my desk if I want to take a break and connect with some friends online. I have batteries. I have hard drives. I have wires. I have, so how do you fill your space? Okay. How do you fill your time? What do you spend your time doing? I like walking. I like hiking. I like taking photography. Money and energy. What do you fill your, what gives you inspiration with your money and your energy? Your energy. What gives you energy? The kind of things that give you energy. What do you spend your money on is number 4. Actually, I added money. It's actually energy is number 4. Yeah. Money is number 4. Energy is number 3. Order. What things make you feel organized? Like for me, I like putting things into a Google Doc on my cell phone. I actually take a walk and I dictate. And then I go ahead and Skype is still notifying me. It's driving me absolutely crazy. And I can't seem to shut it off. We live in an age of distraction. You notice that? We have all these different distractions going on here. I've tried to shut off my Skype and it is not letting me shut down. Okay, I think I just finally shut it off. I'm not hearing you right now, Joe.
That's because a robot is taking over my world as well. I'm trying to talk and you can't hear me. That's what happens. Robots are taking over. There's no such thing as multitasking. There's only doing something less than perfect.
Yeah, discipline. Like what disciplines do you have? These are just some ideas. I can give you the other ones maybe later on Thursday. I want to get back to the list. Okay. So anyway, that determines your values. Okay. So your values, you want to find out what those are. You want to find out what those are for your prospects. You want to find out what their goals are and what your goals are. And chances are you'll start to see this, that you'll attract people who have similar goals to you. If you don't have goals or like far-reaching goals, then you'll also attract people who don't have far-reaching goals. If you do have far-reaching goals, you're only going to attract people that are up to something. And you'll notice that when you go to a conference, somehow magically, you're going to get invited to a press room where there's like a billionaire sitting there and you can get to hang out with them. And if you don't have those far-reaching goals, then you're probably going to end up over, in the coffee area with people who are like wanting to make things happen. You got to do that in your avatar process as well. Sources of information is number 2. Sources of information. And I'm going to remove these little things right there. Okay, sources of information.
You're not sharing? Are you sharing your screen?
I thought I was. I'm not anymore.
No, we only see you.
Oh, ha! There you go.
Ta-da.
So yeah, I have my PowerPoint open and I'm doing sources of information. So like, what magazines do they read? What type of publications do they read? And maybe before you do this for someone else, do this exercise on yourself, okay? Maybe what we should do is create I'm trying to standardize this because I have a challenge with it too. Maybe the thing to do is create 3 avatars. First, do yourself as your own avatar, and then we're going to create an audience in Facebook that only attracts people like you. Second avatar, if you're married, would be like your spouse. Okay, do an avatar for them. And third would be your best customer. Doesn't matter. The person who's handed you the most money, in a fair exchange way, that you actually did deliver them some value back, interview that person and have that be your third avatar. Okay, just trust me. This is going to totally change your marketing. Did for me when I learned it. I did not make this up, but I did learn it, and I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars learning this stuff. And now it's like in a book. Come on, seriously? Okay. Demographics is important. Age, sex, income level, the basic stuff that's there. But notice that's not the first thing you want to look at. Then challenges and pain points. What struggles have they gone through in life? What is their biggest fear? What challenges are they having? What is their single greatest challenge in getting started online? What is their single greatest challenge in scaling their business online? These are the kind of questions you want to ask. And then objections. What could they possibly object to about this opportunity? What objections do you have about any opportunity that you've been involved in? So these are the things. So Why would the avatar choose not to buy your products or services? So let me read from the book here. Sources of information. Let me just go back through this again just so you have it. Goals and values is determine what avatar is trying to achieve. What values does he or she hold dear? Sources of information is figure out what books, magazines, blogs, news stations, and other resources the avatar references for information. Demographics, traditional age, gender, marital status, ethnicity, income, employment status, nationality, political reference. Challenges and pain. What is holding the avatar back from achieving his or her goals? And then objections. Why would the avatar choose not to buy your product or service? And then what you want to do is put this into a chart. And there's like a downloadable chart from this book where you can just take a pencil or pen and draw it out. And then you give it like a friendly name, like Agency Eric. Okay? Agency Eric would be a customer avatar example. So for example, they started selling a digital marketing training product, certification classes. These new trainings included exams, certificates, and badges. And they attracted someone they call Agency Eric. An Agency Eric is a customer avatar who would be purchasing a certification for their agency, and he has an agency of his own, and he works with clients. So that would be a different person than, let's say, someone who is a network marketer that used to sell green powders, but now wants to get into the digital realm. Okay, you want to give that person a friendly name, a label that you can easily remember, and then every time you're writing an email, you want to say to, and then the name of your avatar. And when you're first getting started with this, just do to and to your spouse, or to and to yourself when you create these avatars. I think this is really going to change the way we do marketing as a company and as a whole. Joe, you want to share some of yours? And I'll get back onto the next segment of our training.
Okay, we got about 10 minutes here before we conclude our time here together. I'm going to put you on the spot here, and I'm going to ask you if you can make yourself available to continue this process. I know that sometimes a couple of days go by, we'll come back on Thursday, people will forget what they have been learning. So I'm thinking maybe we could, maybe we can schedule something like pretty quickly
Yeah, I'm open to doing that. If you ever want to book some time with me, I'll just show you my schedule. I do work for an agency. It's called Digital Engagement Group. And you could just click the button here that says book us. And that tells you my available times when you can book us.
What about 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow?
What time?
1 p.m. Eastern. Are you booked tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern?
Well, that's before office hours, but for you, Joe, I could do that.
All right, what we do is, we do have a faculty thing that we do on Wednesdays and on Fridays.
Yeah.
And I can slot you in there tomorrow for 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at digitalweedies.com would be the location. And
okay.
Maybe we can continue this discussion. I don't know, anybody online right now, if you'd like to jump into the chat, would that make sense for you to be able to continue this tomorrow? And
let me go in, and your assignment is to go to MailChimp.com and go create a free account. Now, MailChimp does not, a lot of people ask me about MailChimp. Does it have an affiliate program? Do you know about that?
I don't know if they do or if they don't.
Well, let me answer that. They don't. But let me explain what they do have, okay? And I think it's really, really cool. All right? And why I'm insisting that everyone, I'm like, I would like to insist, I can't insist, but I'm recommending strongly, okay? As you start marketing, your list is going to grow, the size of your audience is going to grow, and you're going to be helping people, okay? MailChimp.com does not have an affiliate program. What they have is an agency program. And anyone can be an agency for anybody else. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that tomorrow. I'm going to make some slides. For privacy reasons, I'm not going to share my screen because then you're going to have like identity information that's there. So I'm going to have to take some screenshots and teach you step by step. and put it into a PowerPoint, and then you'll be able to follow along. Just go to MailChimp.com. There's no need for an affiliate link. Create a free account, okay? And if you're really ambitious, upgrade to a pay-as-you-go plan with like $5. That's it. That's your assignment for tomorrow. And then see how far you can get with creating your own list. Not a campaign, but a list, okay? And that's it. And engage their chat support, okay? You can, once you've paid for an account, you can click in the upper right-hand corner that says help and then chat support. And they will help you during business hours as much as you need. They can log into your account. They can help you. Now, if you encourage your teams to do the same, once you learn what I'm going to teach you, you get a 10% discount on your bill if you're an agency, and for every single person that's also on an agency relationship. So let's say I'm an agency and I help you, Joe, with your account, right?
Right.
MailChimp gives you a 10% discount and they give me a 10% discount, okay? Let's say I help Meredith and I'm her agency. Now they also give me a 10% discount on her spend. The more people you're helping, the less support that they have to engage in chat, and the lower they discount your fee. So your MailChimp bill goes to zero the more people you're helping. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense.
If you don't have an agency, you're paying full price. If you are working with an agency, you pay 10% less. And their prices are already really low. And MailChimp has the highest deliverability of any email service that's out there. They only have one rule, and we're compliant with that rule, is you cannot send your links to any affiliate offer. You have to send them to your own website. Well, we're doing that. The funnel is your own website. It's not blah, 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 ID equals blah, 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 okay? You got to send them to your own domain. It needs to be authenticated, okay? The from address needs to be your own domain. That's why I'm doing a beta program. Guess what? If your funnel, your uFunnel is on your own domain name and your email address is on your own email address at that domain, so like yours would be, let me pick someone here from the chat. Yes, how do you open a MailChimp account and add the API code? How do you get the campaign added? Okay, I checked with chat support today. They do not have a way of adding campaigns like Aweber does, where you can take like pre-written autoresponder messages and dump them in there. And it's actually better that way in retrospect, because we'll give you the 7 coaching emails that appear inside of your back office. You can copy and paste those into your campaign. However, you want to modify the words slightly, change the subject line, make it your own, tailor it to your avatar. That's why I taught you avatars today. Because even if you take the same letters that Peter and John made, you can change the voice so it speaks to your wife, so it speaks to your ideal customer, so it speaks to yourself. You see? You're always going to work with yourself first, but you always want to engage with another. There's a great book. They say, wherever 2 or more are gathered in his name. Good book. Recommended reading. On that note, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Joe, for closing summary comments.
I will, and thank you very much. Listen, you guys, write it down, okay? support@ufunnel.net. If you'd like a copy of the book, Peter was just reading from a book. He said he'll send you a copy of the book that he's reading from.
I wish I was Peter, but I'm Victor.
Forgive me. One time you were calling me John or Jason, Victor. So
it's okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry. So because Peter's always out here usually, and he's sending out free books, and he's sending out 1,000 free leads right now. But if you'd like a copy of the book that Victor was just reading from, you can send an email to support@ufunnel.net. Also, I'm going to send you an email because I want to be a beta test in this hardwire to your domain campaign. If you guys would like to participate, jot down, your thoughts. Why do you want to become a member of a beta test? What is it that you're looking to accomplish? And send that request to support@ufunnel.net. And again, Victor will work with you. I'm looking forward to this, Victor, to getting this thing, hooked up the right way. A lot of stuff has gone on here this evening, and we just threw this together at the last minute. We had a different plan for tonight until about 10 minutes before we came out here on Zoom. So for those of you that came here expecting a formal business overview call, I think that this was way more powerful, because it gives you a real idea of what our business is really about and the level of leadership and the training that you can expect here. Now, tomorrow morning, we're going to have our regular radio broadcast at 12 noon Eastern at U Radio Live. And then right after U Radio Live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, Victor is going to come back and we're going to continue this discussion. For those of you who are serious, get yourself a MailChimp account. It's free. As a matter of fact, I just got myself set up with a free MailChimp account. Also, Vimeo is on the horizon. I had a conversation today with Victor. I think that we have to all get Vimeo accounts and let YouTube just drift off, and we'll learn more about that as we move forward. If anybody would like to make a last-minute comment or ask a last-minute question, the chat room is still open. In the meantime, Victor, thank you very much for coming out here today. I know that we kind of pull this thing together, but you're always so prepared. You have so much background. It really, really is exciting.
Well, the funny thing is, when I was in New York with Peter, I prepared a slide deck. I kid you not. I'm going to show you that I have, like, in here, I have probably, let me exit the deck here. There are 196 slides right now in my deck. And so I have that always ready at my fingertips. Whenever you guys have something, chances are I already have it kind of like figured out, or I'm going to keep adding to this deck. So figure I've got 200 slides of training that I can give you guys. And hint, we're going to be making these videos available in bite-sized chunks so you can email them to your leads and have them join your business. Use me as your sales tool. Use Joe as your sales tool. And then use yourself as your sales tool. Use Peter as your sales tool. Take a guess what the #1 type of video is on YouTube that is not mainstream media.
There's got to be a training or a
how-to videos.
How-to.
And strategy guides in the game industry. That's it. How do I beat this boss in this computer game on my PS4? I'm stuck. I'm pulling my hair out. 50, 60, 70,000, 300,000 views. My God. Training videos. I did a simple training on how to create blah, blah. I can't even remember. I was kind of create an API key for, it was how to create a Google API key for a search. And all of a sudden, like within 24 hours, I had 4,000 people on that video. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Get in the habit of creating how-to videos. Once you learn something, teach it. Okay? Learn, do, teach. Don't miss the do part. You have to do it and produce a result before you can teach it. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for attending. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern at U Radio Live.